Good morning. I don't even have my microphone on, so you probably can't even hear me. I need to take a frame out of here with the queen and put it into here. I'm not wearing any of my safety gear, so you may watch me about to get stung in the face. So that's a bonus for the morning. But it's beautiful and sunny, so I'm hoping our girls are kind to me. They're looking good, nice and warm. So I need to get into here and I need to find a frame that has all of the things that I need to show the school children that I'm about to see. So I want some honey and I want some brood, and very importantly I want the queen. So if they're all on the same frame, that's fantastic, but other times I find the frame first and then I go back and I find the queen and I chuck her in there. So ooh, I'm squashing some honey, that's not a good look. Alright, I'm just deciding what frame to take because that first one is quite tight in there with brace comb and stuff, so I'm actually going to take the second frame. So when you do decide to take a frame, it doesn't have to be the outside one. The more important thing is it's easy to remove, so you're not rolling or scraping heaps of bees. So that one's a bit better. So I also want heaps of bees on these frames when I put them into my little observation hive, so I'm being very slow and gentle. So that's just lots of beautiful honey, which is lovely, but I do not require that right now. So I'm just going to put the frame that way down so the least amount is touching the bottom. It's just about like squashing bees and keeping them out of the way. And I lean that up against my hive. See, I'm always intermittently smoking the bees to remind them to stay calm. And oh, there's a wasp down here by my feet being annoying. So because it's autumn here in Aotearoa, we have to be very quick. So this lovely smell of honey and bees and wax which is coming out of this hive, which I can smell, also all of the robbers can smell. That is a really good frame. Okay, so I've got my brood in the middle. So I've got lovely capped brood in the middle. I've got larvae and eggs on the outside. I've got an awesome number of bees. So like I say, I might take that one, put that into my observation hive, and then keep hunting for the queen, because she's not on here, but that's alright. I'll just find her and chuck her in. So those lovely ladies will live in here for a couple of hours. So whenever I take my bees into schools, it's only a short-lived lockup. So those ladies are good. I also have to make sure to take all of the wax off the top, or else I can't close the lid properly. And of course, you know, I love having escapees when I go to school. So we're just going to make sure that all of this lovely wax is taken off the top so I can close the lid properly. Get out of the way, ladies. So if you're doing something and your bees are in the way, just smoke them and they'll move out of the way. Simple as that. Get out the way. There we go. That's just some lovely wax. Now remember, being autumn, I'm not going to just throw this on the ground. That will attract robbers and other such things which we do not require. So I'm going to quietly put that back in there. Okay, so now all I'm doing is hunting for our queen. And then I'm going to quietly, when I find her, I'm just going to quietly put her on the top of there and close the lid. And away we go. So now we're just queen hunting. So when you're queen hunting, I don't even know how to give any hints or tips on this. Everyone always asks me, but I've been doing this for over 10 years, and honestly I think it just comes down to muscle memory. It's like my eyes have seen so many bees, billions and billions of bees every day for so long. I think it's honestly just that my eyes can tell, there she is, which one is different. It also helps that I've marked this little queenie with a little green dot. Hopefully you can see her smack in the middle there, wandering around. Alright, so because I have no gloves on, I'm perfectly fine to just pick her up very quietly and chuck her. Done. Simple as that. Alright, so that's all I need for my school. I've got my bees, I've got some brood to show them. I'll chuck the lid on that one, I'll put this back together. So remember, of course, when I put this back together, there's going to be a gap here, and when I come back this afternoon, I'm just going to put that frame straight back in, and they won't even know. So I will have all the things to show the students. They will have a great time. Do some education. There's some stupid little wasps here which are making me angry. So because I've got wasps and robin going on in my apiary, I'm doing everything very fast. Not fast as in fast movements, but just efficient. Okay, so I'm not leaving this lovely hive open for ages, because that will attract more robbers. I've also, my front entrance, the front entrance to my hive is honestly only like a couple of bees spaces wide. Okay, so they have a much smaller area to defend against the robbers and the wasps. Get down, ladies. Close the lid. Get down or you're going to get squashed. There we go. And I'll padlock these ladies in for their little trip to school. We're done. Thanks, guys.